Sniper!
Hell of a shot, mister. Good work.
Pony up, boys!
Yeah!
Hey up guys, it's Kyle here and welcome to Man vs Machine, how to play the Engineer. So obviously let's start out with the locations. If you're playing on decoy, I would suggest you put your sentry on top of the Mann livery or the bridge around the little area where the tank comes through or where the enemies jump down from. Obviously back at the spawn if you pushed. Now if you're playing on Coal Town, I would suggest on top of one of the buildings called the Mining Company if you're playing aggressively, or Chap's Dry Goods if you have another engineer on your team. It just helps with the positioning and you get some extra shots out. And obviously on top of Salt Rock if you're playing defensively. You can also play aggressively if you use the Wrangler, which I do suggest very heavily. And obviously you can go back to the spawn if pushed. And on Manworks, you can go near the quicklime or next to the planks, which is up front next to the building. Obviously, once again, back at the base if you get pushed. Now for loadouts, what I would personally prefer you to use would be the Frontier Justice, because there's so many tricks you can pull off with that, but we'll get into that later. You could also use the Pomson if you feel like it, because there's no ammo. Or the Widowmaker, because you can get metal back for shooting enemies. But there is a downside to that, which is the fact that it may decrease your metal and you might not be able to refill your Sentry. It's just a risk you might have to take every now and then, and you know, if you love the Widowmaker, go ahead, but it can mess you up. I would definitely suggest you use the Wrangler. The pistol, yes, it can do damage, but the Wrangler, it is so beneficial for Man vs Machine, I can't even stress how much. Now for the wrench, I would massively suggest the Southern Hospitality, as it adds the bleed effect. And if you use the Jag, you might have buildings a little quicker, but the Southern Hospitality, when the spies come through, you can just smack them once and they'll just start bleeding and you'll be fine from then on in. And once you've upgraded your wrench speed, then the Jag and the Southern Hospitality, they build as quick as each other, so you're not going to notice a difference. So Southern Hospitality, way to go. Now let me go through the upgrades real quick. The first thing you should max out is your wrench attack speed as fast as possible, as that will help keep your Sentry alive throughout the entire game. I would recommend you get a disposable Sentry as fast as possible, if you're using the Frontier Justice anyway, because the fact that your mini Sentry, when it gets kills and it gets destroyed, it will get destroyed eventually, that's its job, to be disposable. It will add revenge crits to your Frontier Justice for free basically, without losing your main turret, so it's a win-win situation. Next, I would consider getting dispenser range or metal capacity. Dispenser range can help your entire team, whereas metal capacity can just help you keep your Sentry alive for longer if your dispenser is placed near your teammates rather than near you. And obviously as the waves get progressively harder, I would consider getting Sentry's firing speed and then building health to keep it alive a bit longer than usual. And after that, filling what's necessarily for you personally. But you should always remember to buy the upgrade canteens, where you can fully upgrade all your current buildings to maximum level. That can totally help out if you get your Sentry destroyed and you're in the middle of a wave, and I can't tell you how many times it's saved my life. Let's move on to some basic tips, shall we? Now, as an engineer, you're going to be whacking your Sentry 99% of the time, and that is basically what you'll be doing in Man vs Machine, just smacking your Sentry all the time. You'll need to do that to keep its ammo full because of the amount of times it'll be shooting almost continuously, so you're going to need to attack it quite a lot of times. You should remember to keep your dispenser at a safe spot so that it can't get attacked by the robots, preferably behind a wall or behind another building, but somewhere where you can still access it. I would prefer to keep it by yourself, but you can also put it near your teammates if they could use it more, if you have two heavies or a lot of pyros and soldiers who could use it more effectively than you could with your metal capacity, and maybe there's an ammo box nearby that you could use. If you're going to play that way, then give it to your teammates, as they could use it a lot more effectively than you could. Always, always, always remember to use teleporters. I cannot stress teleporters are so invaluable. Unless you're like me and like to rocket jump around the map, but still, it's the principle that you put a teleporter down, it gets them in the fight quickly. but don't lead them into death. I've seen so many engineers put them down in the most stupid places and they get you killed, and it's just not a fun game. When the giants come into play, you should use the Wrangler to single out the medics and then shoot the giants. That can be extremely effective if the target is charted or otherwise mini-crittable. Now let's move on to some advanced tips. You should place your mini sentry in areas close to the start to rack up some quick kills, and if you're lucky it'll stay there for an extended period and shoot all the robots on the way in. Obviously, once again, you should place your dispenser in areas which your teammates can utilise it more than you, if you have maximum metal, or if you've decided to go with the metal regen, or there's an ammo box close to you. You should always pick up your sentry and run into the sentry buster when you hear it's coming in. Once the sentry buster starts spinning, that's your cue to run away and place your sentry back down. So many engineers mess this up, but it's such a simple concept. During the tank waves, I would suggest you keep your sentry on the move, keep placing it down, smacking it, picking it up, moving it. Make sure that the sentry is constantly focused on the tank to maximise your damage output. Once again, if you have the Southern Hospitality, the spies won't even be a big deal to you. Just listen out for the warning though, because if you don't listen out, you could easily get backstabbed and the whole operation's fucked. Let's move on to the unique abilities. Here's the fucking Engie, what more do you want? Let's move into the overview. Stay at your sentry, dispense for your team, don't be a dingus with the busters, teleport your team across the map, and always wrangle the bitches. Guys, as always, don't hesitate to swap to another class if you're not doing so well. Don't be a hindrance to your team, as that can ruin your game experience. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed what you've heard here. If you have any more tips, please leave them in the comments if you want to fill me in on some more tips that you could suggest. I might also suggest one last thing here. After every round, if you're using the Frontier Justice that is, after every round I would suggest you blow up your sentry and place it back down again, as it will give you the crits you need on your Frontier Justice basically for free and without any loss. So that's a quick tip for you right there, a little pro strat. If you play the engineer long enough, you will learn some tips and tricks, so please, if you know more than me, place it in the comments. You know, spread the ideas. I mean, these aren't secrets, we're not meant to be keeping them for ourselves. If everyone in MVM played like everyone else did, we'd have such a good time, we'd kick so much robot ass. And anyway guys, I thank you guys for watching, it's been a pleasure. Leave a like if you like, the subscribe button right up there, gonna be making more guides soon. I know I kinda slack on videos, but you know, it's kinda hard to make these guides, but you know, I try and get them out every week. Anyway guys, it's been a pleasure. I'll see you guys later. Peace!